Welcome to LongHouse. My name is Matko Tomicic. I'm the executive director of LongHouse, and I think we have a great exhibit this year. This exhibit I think it's a continuation of something we started this winter, or non-winter that we had, that allowed us to build all those new entrance, new parking lot. For this event, I have to thank to the Garden committee and especially to the chairs of the event, Edwina Van Gaal and Elizabeth Lear. I wanted to thank the judges. I also want to give great and big thanks to the participants, especially, as I said, for their hard work in the last 3 days in that heat. And for the plants that they look so great, as well as our loans, we have to thank our sponsor for this project, for this evening, RB Irrigation. They've done a fantastic job for us on our loans, and also they've done a number of those pots are irrigated with the drip irrigation that they installed. And also, I would like to thank Lucy Weiss for donating the cheese for our reception, which is a great support of our projects here. So I would like to introduce Jack Larson, the founder and the leader behind this organization and behind this garden. Jack?
Good evening, and it is a good evening, and it's a grand one for all of us, our staff, our board, and our volunteer corps who makes these things happen. It's a good year. It's the first year of our third decade, and I came back from Hong Kong on New Year's. It was spring. We've moved 200 trees since then and done a very great deal, and we will through the summer. Our last major event here will not be the gala, but 2 weeks later, something called Hats Off to Jack. And we will open at that time an army of Chinese warriors 6 feet tall in bronze. And also 3 pyramids with the grand alley approaching them. And so it goes on. And now I'd like to present Edwina.
I guess I'll start with the honorable mention then. So April asked me to say that so that, here we go. The winner for honorable mention is Craig Sosha. And April chose it because she really liked the simplicity of line, and she felt that it was very serene. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So can you say a word about why that's called that?
I don't know that my clients would appreciate this, but we had an Irish ewe that was probably 14 feet tall that died at my client's house. The host for my pot is the ewe turned upside down, and when we were carving out the root ball and removing the soil from the root ball, a penny fell out, and it was a 1967 penny, which is mounted to the front of the planter, hence the name. But thank you all. Thank you.
I love that story. All right, and ta-da! First prize goes to A La Carte, Madeline Pirro.
It's about the smell and the simplicity and the peace and the harmony of the color. And I struggled, I really struggled, and I almost gave up a couple of times. The gosh darn moss is the hardest thing in the world to grow. And then I found out I was allergic to lavender. And my earlobes all blew up. But thank you. Thank you so much. I'm flabbergasted.
I want to echo what Edwina said and say congratulations to all of the entrants, because it was spectacular and very hard to choose both a winner and a runner-up. So The first piece I want to talk about is called Sustainable Containable. And I was drawn to that because, like many of you, I've spent time on the beach and in some pretty nice places in the world, and been struck once when I saw an oil spill at a contaminated beach, and I was struck and thought to myself that you know, when we're all gone, if we've overpolluted the earth or created global warming of such catastrophic proportions that we can't live here anymore, that Mother Nature will be just fine. No matter what we do to the earth, I think Mother Nature is more nature is more powerful than we are. So I'd like to award my honorable mention to Sustainable Containable. And that is Harvey Bernstein. Congratulations.
Am I supposed to say something?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Hi. It's interesting. This is the 4th time I've done this. And in thinking about it, what I would do this year, I noticed one day that my wife was throwing away, she was cleaning a closet, and she was throwing away the plastic wrapping that comes on your dry cleaning. And of course, it was my job to get rid of it. And I had like 10 of them piled up. And then I remembered standing in front of the dry cleaner and at the food store and the pharmacy, and there are containers where you can drop in your bags. And I thought, my God, why can't I use this? And while working on it, I read an article written by some people at the UN about the 3 important areas of sustainability. And while the tag wasn't up for the piece, each one of those is a round one and an organic one and a square one. Each one kind of represented one of the 3 of these sustainable issues that are very current. The round one represents society, the expanding economy round. The organic one, nature, you know, and the fact that we have limited resources that we're not going to get more of. And the square one, of course, represents societies, and that was an organization of these pods of plants. So in the end, to me at least, it was really very poetic and very descriptive. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Oh, okay. It's this one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So my first place was an installation that I was immediately drawn to when I came into the garden. And all of a sudden this installation started blowing in the breeze, and it struck me about how free it was, and what a beautiful, as I said, what a beautiful juxtaposition it was of plant and intervention by this creator. And that would be Hope Sandro in collaboration with Jane Iceland, and Self-Contained was my first place winner.
Jane is the person that introduced me to LongHouse, which I'm extremely grateful for. And so when I had this idea of air plants, and the idea of being a woman in our society where we have to be self-reliant, independent, in a way self-contained because we know when not to speak. And so it was really perfect when I called her up and asked her, because of her wonderful talent at sewing and all kinds of things like that, and her great sense of humor, because we always have fun together. I was really thrilled when she accepted my invitation, and she did, as you can see, a wonderful job sewing the garment. She had the idea of the chicken wire and how wonderful it is between the fabrics. And I'm really grateful for her friendship, and this is a great way to honor it. Thank you very much.
This was truly a collaborative project. It was Hope's mother who had the air plants, and it was my grandson, Mark Gimble, who introduced me to Lady Gaga. So when I saw what Lady Gaga wore, I thought, we're in business. And it's a great collaboration. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a great sign of our great friendship. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred. And the lady that needs no introduction is Ina Garten.
I'm the shrimp here. Can you hear me? Well, I'm going to second what Fred said, because I just can't believe I get to live out here and I work out here. And in the winter and the summer and the fall, it's just heaven. So I'm very happy to be part of this. So it's not easy to pick. They're so disparate. Each one has its own sort of aesthetic, and it was really interesting to see everybody's vision for this. But since I had to pick two, the runner-up that I picked was, let me see if I can find the name of it, was the Laurel Group, which was, I just thought, the most charming little garden party. And it was like a garden party for Alice in Wonderland, or mice, or children, and it felt like it belonged under a tree, which is where it was, and that it was a garden within a garden. And I thought it was fanciful and fun, and I hope they're here. So my runner-up, my honorable mention, is for the Laurel Group at Bay Woods. And my favorite, actually, was one of April's choices as well. I just felt that the Craig Sosa's sculpture was extraordinary. His planter really was very quiet, very organic. I love in a design where your eye knows where to go, and the simplicity of the purple spilling and the S-curve was very Asian. I thought it was very appropriate for the place we are, because it has that sort of Asian quiet and absolutely beautiful. So for the winner, for me, is Craig Sosa. If you're here. Thank you, Craig. Really nice to see you. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for including me in this event. It's been really fun. Thank you. Wonderful.
Hey, thank you all for being here. This is a fantastic crowd. We're so glad and appreciative to have so many fans of design, horticulture, art in our community. So thanks for being here. Tonight's award, the People's Choice, it gives me great pleasure to award this because it's an expression of how our audience feels, how our appreciators feel, by popular choice. So we had 260 people vote. Now, our awardee brings tears to my eyes because it's somebody in the industry. And it's the industry, the growers, the nursery people, who really keep us all going. So, without further ado, the people have elected Dennis Schrader, an incredible nurseryman from the North Fork. His company is Landcraft Environmentals.
Well, I just want to say thanks, everyone. And it's always been a good time at this event. I really enjoy coming and participating in it. And I want to thank LongHouse for really kind of letting all the creative people on the East End and actually all over just come and do their thing and have appreciation, recognition. So thanks for coming and thanks for voting.
Thank you all. Please, maybe you want to go back to the planters and see actually what was this all about again, maybe with a different idea and look. And come back to LongHouse again and visit often.
Okay, everybody looks center right here.
Movie star.